I want you to just imagine waking up tomorrow morning, grabbing your phone off the nightstand, and discovering that while you were, completely unconscious, your business just ran itself.
Oh, man. That is the ultimate entrepreneurial fantasy, right?
Right. Like your customer emails are fully answered, your database is completely updated with the latest interaction logs, and targeted marketing content was just generated, A/B tested, and scheduled.
All while you were asleep. No graveyard shifts. No frantic 3 a.m. Slack messages.
Exactly. And it gets crazier. Your inventory system flagged a supply chain delay, right? And it automatically rerouted an order to a secondary vendor.
Wow.
Yeah. And a sudden anomaly in your cash flow was detected, analyzed, and summarized in this neat little bulleted list for your review. All of this before you even walked into the kitchen for coffee.
It just sounds like intelligent software, quietly humming in the background, keeping the whole engine running. But, digging through this stack of tech industry research and operational frameworks from 2026, we're seeing businesses actively turning this exact scenario into a live reality.
Which is just wild to me.
It is. But the challenge for us in this deep dive is separating the incredibly seductive marketing hype from the actual, boots on the ground execution.
Yeah, we have to figure out if these autonomous AI agents can actually run your business today, or if we're just staring at, another massive tech bubble.
Exactly.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because before we just hand over the keys to the kingdom, we really need to clarify what an AI agent actually is.
Right, because the terminology is completely scrambled right now.
Totally scrambled. Most people still picture a standard generative text model when they hear AI. You type a prompt, it spits out an answer.
The classic chatbot experience.
Right. It's essentially a sophisticated microwave. You put something in, you punch in a specific time, it cooks for exactly that long, and then it sits there totally dormant, waiting for you to push another button.
That's a great analogy. The standard chatbot model really does require constant manual human initiation. But an autonomous AI agent operates on a fundamentally different architecture.
How so?
Well, it's much more like hiring a personal chef.
Okay, I like where this is going.
Right. You don't micromanage the temperature of the oven or dictate exactly how to dice the onions. You provide a high-level overarching objective. Like, I'm hosting a dinner party for 6 people with dietary restrictions on Friday.
And then the chef just figures it out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The agent itself takes that broad goal and autonomously breaks it down into actionable subtasks. It checks the pantry inventory, builds a grocery list, sources the ingredients, preps the meal, and manages the whole cooking timeline.
Man, to ground that in the enterprise tech we're seeing deployed right now from, Microsoft, OpenAI, Google, Salesforce.
Yeah, the big players.
Right. So if a standard chatbot is asked to draft an email declining a meeting, it just generates the text, right?
Yeah, just gives you the words.
But an autonomous agent is continuously monitoring your inbox as it populates. It cross-references your calendar API, spots a scheduling conflict, and actually determines a meeting needs to be declined based on your historical behavior patterns.
And it drafts the response, physically triggers the send function, and logs the interaction in your CRM, all without a single prompt from you.
That is it's mind-blowing.
It really is.
Yeah.
And the underlying mechanism making that possible is called tool use or function calling.
Tool use.
Yeah. The agent isn't just a reasoning engine generating words anymore. It actually has access to a digital tool belt.
So it's actively doing things.
Exactly. It uses APIs to fetch live data. It writes its own scripts to manipulate databases and executes actions across different software platforms.
Oh, wow.
And crucially, it possesses a continuous feedback loop. It observes the result of its last action, like, did the email send successfully? Did the database update? Before it decides what its next step should be to achieve your goal.
Okay, seeing that architecture in action really changes the entire landscape. We are rapidly shifting from software as a static tool you wield to software as an active worker you delegate to.
It's a complete paradigm shift.
Customer support has to be the most obvious beachhead here, right? And we aren't talking about those rigid decision tree chatbots that trap you in an endless loop until you scream, "Representative," into your phone.
Oh, those are the worst. No, we're talking about agents digesting a company's entire unstructured knowledge base and handling highly complex logistics autonomously.
Like what kind of logistics?
Well, they excel in environments governed by strict operational logic. Think about an e-commerce return policy, right?
Right.
It has clear parameters.
Okay, yeah, like a 30-day window or whatever.
Exactly. The agent reads the incoming customer complaint, uses its tool belt to ping the shipping provider's API to verify the delivery date, checks the internal database to confirm the customer is within that 30-day window, and directly interfaces with the payment processor to execute the refund.
So the human operator never even touches the ticket.
Never. They merely review the macro analytics on their dashboard.
That is wild. And, marketing and content creation are experiencing the exact same architectural shift.
Oh, absolutely.
Rather than an operator prompting an AI to write a blog post, these agents are pulling a piece of pillar content, like a recorded keynote presentation, and autonomously parsing the raw transcript.
Which saves hours of work.
Hours. And then they evaluate the text to find the most engaging sound bites, map those sound bites against currently trending search topics, format them for different platform algorithms, generate the visual assets, and push them out through scheduling API.
It basically becomes a continuous content engine.
Yeah. Are we destined to just sit at a dashboard and watch the software work? I mean, are we just becoming managers of digital employees?
Well, it completely redefines the concept of leverage for a single operator. The case studies on SolaSauce founders in the research are just staggering.
Oh, yeah. The one-person tech companies.
Right. You have individuals operating highly complex software businesses without a traditional engineering or marketing team.
How do they even manage the code base?
They deploy an AI coding agent that actively monitors their code repository. When a user reports a bug, the agent autonomously locates the faulty code block, drafts a patch, spins up a sandbox environment to test the patch, ensuring it doesn't break dependent features, and then pushes the fix live to production.
The sheer scale of that capability is just wild.
It really is.
And in the e-commerce sector, operators are wiring their Shopify storefronts directly to these agents, right? Turning the AI into the central nervous system of the company.
Which is incredibly powerful.
Yeah. A user clicks a social media ad and buys a product. The agent registers the sale, pings the warehouse to update inventory, calculates the newly adjusted customer acquisition cost, and automatically reallocates ad spend to the most profitable channels.
It's actively managing the flow of data from click to ledger.
Right. It genuinely feels like we are transitioning into roles where we just manage digital employees.
In highly operational, execution-heavy roles, dashboard management is precisely the new reality. Even knowledge workers are making this transition.
Really? Like who?
Yeah. Take the high-end consultants detailed in the research. They deploy research agents before a client discovery call.
Okay, so like prep work.
Exactly. The agent uses search APIs to scrape the web, pulls the prospective client's recent press releases, analyzes their competitors' SEC filings using a large language model to extract key financial entities, and outputs a highly bespoke, formatted service proposal.
Wow. So the consultant reclaims all those hours of raw data aggregation.
Right, which allows them to focus entirely on the human-to-human relationship dynamics during the actual meeting.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though. Because if the technology is this capable at scraping data, routing logic, and executing tasks, the immediate temptation is to just, automate the entire operation.
Oh, that's the trap right there.
Right. Why maintain a human bottleneck at all? The dominant narrative online right now suggests that if you string enough of these agents together, they can run your company from top to bottom with zero human intervention.
Yeah, but if we connect this to the bigger picture, we have to establish a hard boundary between an operator and an owner.
Okay, break that down for me.
AI agents are unparalleled operators. They execute predefined processes flawlessly, they can analyze massive data sets in milliseconds, and they operate 24/7.
Right.
But they cannot establish a long-term strategic vision. They cannot sit across a table and negotiate a nuanced partnership. They possess no emotional intelligence to navigate a highly ambiguous conflict with a key stakeholder.
So they are execution engines, not leaders.
Exactly.
Let me push back on the operational risk, though, because when skeptics criticize AI deployment, they immediately point to hallucinations, right? The model simply inventing a fact.
Right, the classic hallucination argument.
Yeah. But I mean, human employees misread policies, send sensitive documents to the wrong client, and make data entry errors every single day. Isn't an AI hallucination essentially just the digital equivalent of an employee making a typo?
I see why people think that, but it is a fundamentally different threat profile.
Why is that?
It's due to the velocity and the autonomy involved. When a human makes a typo, they usually realize it, feel a sense of panic, and correct it. The error is localized.
Okay, fair point.
But an autonomous AI has no common sense or emotional governor. The danger lies in the cascading effect of an error executed at scale.
Oh, because it's so fast.
Exactly. If an agent misinterprets a pricing update due to a flaw in its retrieval data, it doesn't just mess up one invoice.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It can confidently distribute the incorrect pricing structure to thousands of enterprise clients, execute automatic contract renewals at the wrong rate, and update your financial forecasting, all in the span of 3 seconds.
Wow. Okay, the speed and the absolute confidence of the execution turn a minor localized glitch into a massive systemic crisis.
Exactly. The damage is fully deployed across your network before you've even had a chance to refresh your dashboard.
And the resulting loss of client trust is catastrophic, particularly because, mending that trust requires the exact human empathy that the automated system just circumvented.
Spot on. And beyond the operational errors, the agent architecture introduces severe security vulnerabilities.
Right, because of the access they need.
Yes. For an agent to function effectively, it requires unrestricted API access to your CRM, your email servers, your financial ledgers, and your internal documentation.
Which is terrifying if you think about it.
It really is. Granting a third-party intelligence system the master keys to your operational data creates a vast attack surface.
You're handing the underlying blueprint of your company to a system connected to the open internet. If the AI provider is compromised, the attacker has instant lateral movement across your entire business infrastructure.
And even if the system is perfectly secure and operates without a single hallucination, over-automating carries a massive strategic risk.
Like what?
Stripping away the human touch entirely commoditizes your business. If your clients are paying a premium for luxury consulting, specialized healthcare, or high-end design, and suddenly every touchpoint feels sterile, hyper-optimized, and robotic.
You destroy the exact competitive edge that justified your pricing in the first place.
Exactly.
Okay, so knowing the massive potential, but also these really serious risks, how do smart businesses actually implement this safely?
Well, what's fascinating here is how the most resilient companies in the 2026 data are navigating this tension. They aren't looking at the technology and asking, can AI replace my business?
Because that's the wrong question.
Right. That framework is a trap. They are asking, which friction points should the AI handle so my human talent can focus exclusively on high-value, relationship-driven work?
Okay, so it requires building a hybrid model.
Exactly, a hybrid model.
You have to draw a clear organizational chart where the execution layer, the repetitive administration, the initial drafting, the raw data analysis belongs entirely to the AI.
And the strategic layer, the complex empathy, finalizing the brand voice, critical decision-making belongs to the humans.
But bridging the gap between that theory and actual practice is where most operators get stuck.
Yeah.
If you are listening to this and want to implement this hybrid architecture, you have to isolate your friction first. Spend a week meticulously tracking your time and pinpoint the rules-based tasks where you are essentially acting like a human router.
A human router, I like that.
Yeah, just moving data from one application to another.
And those routing tasks are your primary automation targets. But the key to mitigating the systemic risks we just discussed is to start incredibly small.
Like how small?
Pick a single low-stakes workflow. Maybe it's categorizing incoming support tickets based on urgency or sending automated invoice reminders triggered by your accounting software.
Okay, so nothing mission critical at first.
Right. Deploy the agent there and measure the time save against the error rate.
Yep.
You need empirical, localized proof of concept before you give an agent access to your core systems.
Which naturally requires building a human-in-the-loop approval system, right? You treat the AI agent exactly like a highly capable but very junior employee.
Yes, that is the perfect mindset.
The agent parses the inventory data and flags a critical low stock level, but it merely generates a purchase order for a senior human to review and authorize.
Exactly. It drafts a sensitive communication to an angry client, but a manager actually hits send.
You install circuit breakers so the AI can prepare the action, but a human ultimately commits it.
Those circuit breakers are essential for organizational resilience. You are deploying agents to accelerate your business systems, not to replace the structural integrity of your operations.
Right, because what happens if the AI tool goes down?
Exactly. If your entire fulfillment process relies exclusively on one proprietary AI tool, your business is deeply fragile. If that provider alters its pricing model, deprecates a vital API endpoint, or suffers a major outage, your company stalls.
So documenting your underlying workflows ensures you maintain sovereignty over your operations, regardless of the technological layer sitting on top.
100%.
So what does this all mean? We started with a very specific mission. Can AI agents actually run your business today?
The big question.
Right. And synthesizing the mechanics, the incredible leverage we see in the market, and the very real dangers of cascading errors at scale, the reality is nuanced.
It always is.
Partially, yes. Completely, no.
Yeah.
They are absolutely transforming how execution happens at the foundational level.
But execution is only half the equation, right? A durable business is built on trust, leadership, and accountability.
Yeah.
You cannot outsource ethical and legal accountability to an autonomous system.
You really can't.
The organizations that dominate the next decade will not be the ones using AI to hollow out their workforce to save on payroll. The winners will be the ones deploying AI to ruthlessly eliminate operational friction, freeing their human talent to perform at the highest possible strategic level.
The future is AI with humans, not AI instead of humans.
Exactly.
I love that distinction. Using the technology to remove the friction, not remove the people. But looking at this hybrid model where AI takes over the execution layer and humans handle the strategy, there is a massive ripple effect that we are just starting to collide with.
Oh, the training problem.
Yes. If we successfully delegate all the mundane, rules-based, junior-level tasks to autonomous agents, how do we train the human leaders of tomorrow?
It's a huge issue.
Right. Those entry-level workflows, the data entry, the basic research, the initial drafting are exactly how we have traditionally taught people the business from the ground up.
Yeah, you have to learn the basics first.
If you never learn how to chop the onions, how do you develop the judgment, the intuition, and the palate to eventually become the head chef who designs the menu?
This raises an important question that the industry has not solved yet. If humans are stripped of those foundational learning tasks, developing the deep intuition required to actually oversee, audit, and course-correct these advanced AI systems becomes incredibly difficult.
Because you don't know what you don't know.
Exactly. By automating the bottom of the ladder, we might be optimizing our present efficiency at the direct cost of our future leadership pipeline.
Man, it is a massive paradigm shift. So as you dive into your workflows this week, take a hard look at your daily tasks. Are you designing the menu or are you just chopping the onions? Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We will see you next time.
Mad show, let's go, open up your mind and grow. Facts and stories.